Welcome to another episode of Rushdown Radio. I'm Michael.
And I'm Anthony.
In this episode, we'll be talking about the LGBTQ plus community within video games, specifically the Japanese games.
Woo!
Yes, because this is a very hot button topic as of late. But one particular thing that came up in the last week or so was a scenario in the new Fire Emblem Fates game. There's one of the characters in the game is actually, well, some people translate it saying she's bisexual, some people speculate she's just a lesbian. But more importantly, within the game, your avatar character drugs her because she's unable to fight because she sees too many quote unquote pretty girls and she goes goo goo gaga over them and she like loses focus. So the character in the game gives her this like magical powder to like make her see men as women and women as men. That way to help her, not be so crazy during battle. And then you find out later that when the stuff wears off, she's like, "Oh, I like men now." Some people, some people are saying this is like really gross, kind of like was it homotherapy, pretty much, trying to get people to turn from their actual sexuality.
By the way, I'm not laughing because of the point that I'm laughing because that's absolutely ridiculous.
I mean, it does. I mean, it's magical powder. I mean, we had that in real life, man. Think of the money.
That's so much wrong with that in real life.
That is. I mean, people try to do it all the time. But more importantly, this topic, I wanted to talk about those type of characters in games in general, especially Japanese games.
All right. So let's begin with the Japanese games as it reflects their culture. Because cross-dressing is absolutely nothing new. As a matter of fact, it's one of the more glorified things in Japan. You see a lot of the schoolgirls you think are schoolgirls and probably aren't schoolgirls.
It's a trap.
There we go. That's the word we're going to use. We're sorry for the Finns, but that's the word we're going to use.
That's the vernacular being used for this type of topic at the moment. We do not want to offend anyone.
Okay, so there's plenty of traps in Japan, and if you fall for them, that's just how it goes. But now we translate that to video games, and I'm not surprised. I've seen that there are traps in this game in particular. I've seen a couple screenshots of that. There are a lot of people up in arms like, "Oh, you want to bang her because you think it's a girl, but it's actually a boy." All right. So there are traps in here. There's all types of LGBTQ stuff in here. Sorry, I don't know the acronym very well. And I don't know how I feel about it. Only because it doesn't sway me, It doesn't make me feel as though, yay, there's more gay and lesbians in video games, because it's not even just like the Japanese game market. It seems like that kind of thing has been on the uprise in gaming as a whole. It's just that when you look at the Japanese gaming one, it's done,
well, suspect?
A little. Like, when we take how Mass Effect did it, because EA seems to be on the forefront of that thing.
Yeah.
They had a choice. You got to know them, and your choices led to that relationship.
Yeah.
Here, it's kind of like, poof, be mine.
Yeah.
And I think that's where the controversy starts.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of things where it started. But, I mean, it's good to see type of characters like that in the game. I mean, part of me is like, okay, I don't know if they're like purposely doing this to like address an issue within our culture as far as LGBTQ is concerned. Part of me feel like they're not really doing that. I think they just kind of like, this is the way we want to do our story. But I mean, there's a lot of other games that have like this type of thing. Well, not that type of thing. Not like trying to brainwash people to be like straight, but just having LGBT couples in it. Like specifically, Final Fantasy 13 had Vanille and Fang, which people loved because that was a good couple. I like them together, even though I can't stand Fang's like voice.
Vanille's.
Yeah, Vanille.
Oh, you can't stand Fang either?
I don't like Fang either. I love their relationship because I love the way that you knew they were a couple, but it wasn't like overly explicit that they were a couple. Like it was a very like you knew it and you just understood it. It wasn't like they had to like put a sign like, "Oh, we're getting married." Like it was just you knew what it was pretty much, which I liked.
So, what I also think needs to be understood is that what's happening with Fire Emblem, is not new for Fire Emblem. Well, the drugging and things and stuff like that, maybe the same sex stuff. But lewdness and all this raunchiness is nothing new to Fire Emblem. especially if you played the last one with Tharja.
Ooh, I love the Archer though.
Yeah, remember how the Japanese game went with Tharja?
Could you refresh my memory?
It was a little explicit, a little PG-13, crossing into R.
Oh.
Yeah, and they had to edit the crap out of that for the American release.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is going to get edited so down, watered down, because we're not able to consume this
unless they rated M, which
I doubt.
Yeah,
it's Nintendo.
An M-rated Nintendo game. That
they ain't Bayonetta.
I mean, what's the world coming to? I mean, we've already seen them do a first-person shooter, or I'm sorry, a third-person shooter. Well, let's not get too far in here. Let's not go into M-rated games handheld now.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, we'll be starting to think they're self-aware.
What? Since this whole controversy came about, Nintendo did comment saying that they don't have any plans at this moment to they're going to do localization, and they're going to do something about it probably next year. So we won't hear anything much about this probably until next year, as far as what they could plan to do with it.
Which I'm not surprised about, because Nintendo likes to sit on their thumbs and wait for the public to tell them what to do.
Yeah, pretty much. Another game that's going to come out soon is Tales of Hysteria. A lot of people are speculating that the main character, Sori, and the other character, Mikleo, are in a relationship together, or they have a very quote-unquote strong bond. Every picture I've seen of them two, and a lot of the dialogue I've read, has led me to believe that the main character doesn't really care for women and he's into men. But I don't think they want to explicitly say that, because that may alienate some of the fan base, because a lot of people would believe that the Tales fan base is I say open-minded, but they're not really, not to a big degree. So you have to be very careful how you do certain things like that, and I hope that people are accepting of this type of relationship in the game.
I just don't see why it's cool with anime but bad with games.
Yeah, I don't get that either.
There's so many animes that even just play around with the notion of yaoi or yuri. For the uninitiated, yaoi is man on man and yuri is woman on woman. Mm-hmm. And it's like, oh my god, they're so cute, they're the best thing ever. But then you get in the video game, it's like, I want to play this, man.
Yeah.
Nope, I want to play it. I want it in my hands.
Yeah, I've seen that too. I don't know where the separation comes in between the two mediums. I mean, Japanese RPGs and anime they're pretty much the exact same thing. I mean, the storylines, the tropes, everything.
Honestly, since anime is able to show more.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand.
I don't either.
So I really think that people should come to these games with open minds, because I'm sure these aren't going to be the last we see of them, and it's only going to get more, I want to say, explicit and graphic. I feel that. Because Japan's gaming is getting bolder by the day.
Yeah, that is true.
So what'll come here,
well, whatever makes it here sometimes, because they may not even localize some of this stuff because of the fact of how much they got to redo the story and script.
Not that it matters, because you got a lot of these things that are region unlocked.
Yeah, that's true.
Not talking about Nintendo.
Do you know any characters that you do like that are LGBTQ, or even specifically trans? I know you have one in particular that you like.
Are you hinting at Grow from Black Butler?
No, I was talking about a particular fighting game girl that you love dearly.
Oh, Poison. Yes. I thought we were talking about. Okay, anyway. Oh, why are we talking about me and Poison? This isn't about me and Poison.
I just thought you wanted to talk about how much you love Poison, since this is a prevalent topic.
I feel like we need a whole episode to talk about how much I love Poison.
What?
Poison is one of the greatest females in gaming today.
But I do love the fact that they did address the whole issue of her gender, because I remember that for a while it was overly debated, is she trans, is she not trans?
Oh, she was drag.
And I like the fact that characters like Poison and Bridget, which I kind of miss Bridget. You might play with her, but kind of miss Bridget a little bit. At least just seeing her.
I guess.
And I do want to see more trans. I do want to see more diversity in characters. I'm glad that they're using more different types of ways to express a story versus just it's a girl and a boy.
Feminine males, masculine females.
Yeah, because these things exist in our society, so society should be a reflection. I mean, the game should be a reflection of society. So we should see some more of that.
Pretty cool to see it from Japan, because I don't know if you guys know, but Japan is not exactly the most
Progressive.
open-minded, progressive country.
They're not. They're pretty conservative about a lot of things, which we wouldn't believe since all the things that they have going on there as far as like their entertainment, anime, some of
Yeah,
the things on TV they have, like those game shows.
pretty much the law is don't be anything besides a Japanese man.
Yeah, I
So,
know. It kind of sucks. All right, so what do you guys think about this topic? Do you want to see more LGBTQ characters? Are you gonna buy Fire Emblem Fates?
yes,
Are you gonna get Tales of Hysteria?
yes.
I mean, what are your take on this whole thing? I mean, let us know in the comments below. Please subscribe to our channel so we can do more cool videos and stuff. And like, continue to listen to Rushdown Radio. We'll see you next time.